Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Darksiders Comics. Today we're going to do a review called Sacred Six Number 7 by Christopher Priest, Roux, and Ota, featuring Vampirella, Draculina, Panta, Nyx, Chastity, Lilith. I must say, I really love this cover. It features a good looking girl with a big booty, very sexy, and I must say, this is probably one of the nicest faces I've seen on a cover. Um, in I don't know, maybe 10 years or so. Sure, there are also other covers that looks great, but this man looks really nice. So continuing the story, let's dive in, right? So we see here, Nyx is telling a story to her grandkid or something. And he calls her auntie, and she says, "How about I bring you with my hellfire scepter instead?" So basically, she wants basically to murder the kid in an instant. So she tells a story how she came to be, and she says in somehow in 1501, she has been conceived at a party, and her mother was Lucrezia. And if I remember correctly, it was Lucrezia not one of the Roman girls or something? She is a Roman royalty. If I read it all correctly and remember all correctly, but my memory is hazy when it comes to those time periods. And her father was the devil. So basically, she has been born, and then something weird happens. Her demon dad, devil, I'm not sure if it's the devil or a devil, but let's roll with it with the devil. He is manipulating time and going back into time or going to time periods to get what he wants. So she and dad's, going to the Vatican at 1527, and then some electric car and I don't know, 16,000 angry Germans with M16s killing people. Not sure. And it seems that she wants, or he wants, a some kind of artifact called the Popper Tiara, some kind of ceremonial crown. And then she finds, instead of the crown, some kind of a gown. But before she is, wants to, try it, the bottom breaks loose, and then she's falling down, and that's how the adventure begins. It says here. So I'm a little bit confused how that all works and why that is necessary. So I'm not sure why the devil is, manipulating time and changing history with electric cars and 16,000 angry Germans. I don't get that. But hey, maybe later in later episodes it will all be revealed. Then we go to this page, and I must say I really like what I'm seeing here. It's beautiful, great atmosphere of some kind of abandoned-like town. And this woman here is, newsflash, it's Draculina, the real one, not the black girl one, who has been renamed Draculina because she was lost in time somehow. Not sure. And then Draculina wants to know what's going on here. And then this talking black mouse, also basically from hell, I presume, or demonic creature, and tells the story that, this is in Ashthorne, by the way, and this is a town of peaceful vampires, and that Drago, is helping the clan of monsters and vampires. And Draculina says, "Who is Drago?" And the mouse says, "Your brother, sort of," and has the hots for Vampirella. I always believed, and like I said, I don't know all the great backgrounds from Vampirella's past, but I always thought that Draculina was sister of Vampirella. And if the Drago is the brother, then, and she's in love with his own sister? I don't know, man. Maybe some things changed, or maybe I'm just completely wrong. I don't know. But anyway, the mouse explains that and that the town is abandoned and that it would be a great safe place for, the vampire populations and monsters and ghouls and whatnot. And Draculina says, "Hey, where's my mom?" And the mouse says, "Well, it's there's a gateway to hell, and it swallowed her." And it seems that somehow something's happening because Draculina suddenly talks about that guy that Lilith slept with. I forgot his name. And let me watch real quick, just because there's a spoiler, not so much of a spoiler, but oh yeah, Xylaven, and then she changed into a ordinary girl. And why I'm going back to the cover, because there's a shot that I wanted to show you. Draculina somehow transforms into a beautiful, sexy vampire, into a dorky kid with zits and big googly eyes and a big nose and a baggy clothes. So that's really weird. There's no explanation for that, but it's something. There's something going on. So then Draco comes back to the compound because in the last issue, Draculina was, flying into the compound because she was, screaming at Draco, and Draco was not there. But Penta was there, and Penta ripped Vampirella into shreds. And this is the result. This is what happens, and it looks freaking fantastic. I rag about Dynamite Comics a lot when it comes to art, but I must tell you, this comic and this art by, let me check who's the artist. Stephane Roux and Julius Oda. Was that the same as the last one? I'm not entirely sure. I need to look that up. Anyway, looks freaking fantastic. So he panics. He wants to revive her, but he can't. So he drags her corpse and goes to the nearest hospital. And he said, "Hey, you need to help her. You need to help her." And the doctor said, "No, hey, listen, look at her. It's too late. She's carved up. That's no way." And then he turns himself into, I believe, some kind of vampiric monster and uses his hypnosis power on her and said, "We are not there, but you need to get this equipment and this medication and blood and whatnot to revive her." So there's something going on there as well. So basically, if you all know, she's coming back somehow. I mean, it's Vampirella, right? But it's cool that she's getting her ass handed to a big ass mofo panther. So it's great stuff. And I also love the way he has been in shock and that she has been lying here. There's still a lack of backgrounds, but it's way better than the previous issues. So, skipping a few pages again. Then we switch to this young black girl and Malik and Jordan. And they are girl and boyfriend. And she has been here from the beginning, and she has told the story about Samira, the Egyptian goddess that turned into Penta. I do not know how she is getting that information. I do not know how she is, connected all that. Maybe it's not getting explained, because I get the feeling that's not getting explained, that she is just a plot device. But I'm guessing. And then she's talking about that, her granddad, the only human here, is or her grandfather, who was the police chief of Ashthorne, has been killed, and that he has been killed by Vampirella, but that's exactly not true, because he's been killed by Chastity in an accident. But Vampirella, wants to, keep the peace, so she turned herself in. But now she's free again. See my previous video, and then the whole. I talked about the last issue about the issue before that about the blatant racism, all that. Here as well, there's a lot we don't understand yet, Jordan. Why God let bad things happen to good people like Chief Ellen, or say what a white girl is doing in Ashthorne after dark? Why using that language all the time? Why not say, hey, there's a girl here that walks in Ashthorne? Why you need to specify that is white? What do you mean with that? What are you implying? What's the message behind that? What if the white girl saying there's a black girl? Nobody says that, but it seems that, I don't know, people needs to point it out that she's white. Why? I don't get that. But hey, moving on. I'm composing myself. I'm not mad. It just irritates me, you know. And so we see here Chastity and Nyx having, rigging a car for whatever reason, and they are just ragging about each other. And then there's a little girl coming on. Hey, said, do you want to play with me? And they say, no, beat it. And then she says, please. And she scram. And then she's turned into a little girl vampire. It's called Matilda. And then her mother came. She says, she's getting cranky when she hasn't been fed. Apologies. So Chastity says, I hunt vampires for a living, Nyx. Ashthorne is a vampire village. But allegedly good vampires. Only good vampires. Is it decapitated vampire, your turn? Yeah, I know that. But Chastity, you're a half vampire, so do you need to die too or decapitated? Just get a grip. But then, since they are having trouble starting the car, she said, hey, why don't you fly us out of here? Chastity says to Nyx, well, it seems that she uses the staff to empower herself to have flight mode, but also, sucks or drain the life out of humans to, how do you say, charge it. So there's no humans around, of course. And then we have Draculina in her wacky human form. And she's talking to them that she is, rigging the car wrong and she has to do this, and that. She's using some technical terms. And then, I don't know, then the mouse comes out. And Nyx recognizes the mouse and says, what, of course, Stan. So the mouse is called Stan. And she said, you can have this one, mistress. She belongs to Lilith. So this is basically Draculina, right? In teenage form somehow. And she also has the suits for whatever reasons. I don't know, in a backpack. And then we see the daughter of... of the police, the granddaughter, say, hey, what are you doing? You're stealing my grandpa's truck. And they didn't know that it was, the grandpa's truck. And she said, you're damn right. You're also under arrest. Well, I'm not sure that is entirely correct. What's her name again? Let me double check. Yep, I forgot about the name. Let me double check again. Malik and Jordan. Malik. So this is Malik or Jordan. I don't know. But... if you are the police chief granddaughter and he is dead, that doesn't make you automatically, the head of the table or a police officer. That's not how it works. So that's weird. Then we switch back to the little girl and a mother, and then she's walking down the street screaming, and then she's getting, decapitated. And, the mother turns into a vampire. She's getting wrecked as well. And then I'm not going to show you the ending, but I'll show you this. So this is the guy that comes to Ashthorne, something like that. And he is going to probably wreak havoc. And that's basically the end of the book. There's a pages here around the corner, but I'm not going to show you that. It's basically he driving to Ashthorne and, yelling, screaming, something. And I like this. I like the whole back and forwards between the characters. Cool cover, by the way. I'm getting this cover as well. Like I said in the beginning, I had my doubts about this comic. I still have my doubts about the comics, but this way, along with issue 6, they are moving into a direction that I like. Instead of going back forwards with all the time with the narrative and then go to the other places and tell one story, one page of a story or 2 pages, and then go back to the other one. That's less here. It's more cohesive now. So I have issue 8 as well. I'm going to review it. And issue 9 is, I believe, on the way. So Sacred 6 number 7. Good. Interesting. We are moving along further, so that's cool. I see you next time. Oh, I swallowed a bit. I see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.